The graph to the left represents a bird flying from a pond and then landing again in the pond. To represent the height and time, the function is called h of t. When does the bird reach maximum height? So when, the word when means time. So we're going to be looking at time, which is our x-axis. So this is our maximum point, and that lines up with 5 seconds. So in 5 seconds, the bird reaches maximum height. How long does the bird fly before returning to the pond? Well, if our y-axis is our height, that means that this is where it starts on the pond, and the pond is therefore at 0. So the next time it reaches 0 is over here. And that's not exactly on 10, so I'm going to say at about 9.9 seconds, it comes back to the pond. So you can think of the parabola as representing the actual arc of the bird, going up and then coming back down. When is the bird ascending? When, again, that means time. So it is ascending or increasing between 0 and its maximum point, which is 5. So we'll say between 0 and 5. Oops. We can say between x equals 0 and x equals 5. You could also write it like a coordinate pair between like 0 and 5, but you'd want to use brackets because it's inclusive of 0 and inclusive of 5. That's something you learned last year with inequality notation. When is the bird descending? Well, it's descending from the maximum point until it gets back to the pond, so that's from 5 to 10 or 5 to 9.9. So you could say when x equals 5 to x equals 9.9, or you could again use the inequality notation and just go 5 to 9.9, but you'd have to use the brackets. How many times does the bird fly into the air and then return to the pond? Well, we see that it starts to ascend, right? And then it just does one time. If we had seen the graph look like this, that would have represented 2 times, right? And then 3 times, we can keep going. But for this case, 1 time.